Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Josh. I am the co-owner of Genesis Exotics. You can visit us on the web at www.genesisexotics.com, and today we are very happy to release our new bioactive substrate called Terra Sahara, which is a one-of-a-kind bioactive desert substrate that is meant to have the bioactive aspect of it while utilizing isopods to break down your animal waste, while utilizing proper drainage and nutrient intake to feed your arid live plants, cacti, and succulents. Basically how this substrate works, it works a little bit differently than a lot of our other bioactive substrates. We do not use springtails with this substrate. Instead, we actually put in natural fungi bacteria that, as this bacteria eats away part of the soil, it releases carbon. Carbon is then utilized by the heterotrophic autonomic bacteria, which is what your plants rely on to grow, as well as, of course, your light. And that is the science behind this soil as far as making sure your plants get the nutrients that they need. On top of that, your powder blue isopods help break down the waste, put nutrients back into the soil to keep your plants happy and healthy, as well as your animals happy and healthy. Now, this is a bioactive setup, but it does require some spot cleaning. I recommend spot cleaning the enclosure once a month, and that should take care of any leftovers that the isopods are not able to get. You do not need a drainage layer for the Terra Sahara. However, it is recommended that you have at least a 4-inch layer to get the maximum effectiveness out of the soil. Now, this soil is great for a lot of your desert burrowing species. Snider skinks, bearded dragons, uromastics, leopard geckos, Ackies monitors, and the list goes on and on. What I love about this substrate is that it retains a burrow, which I'll show you. So with regular misting once or twice a week, you can have your animals maintain underground tunnels for your pleasure. And you can see all their little natural niches. So we go right like this. And you can just keep on digging. Dig on through. I'll do it to the other side so you guys can get a good look. Basically, you compress it at the top and you can just keep on digging. Look at that. 2 underground tunnels here. It will dry and it will not fall down. It will stay exactly like this even with a 105-degree hotspot, 120-degree hotspot. It will retain its shape. It will retain the proper moisture levels that it needs to keep your plants happy and healthy, as well as making sure your powder blue isopods with the leaf litter in here that you can install, making it so that way they can get away from the heat to continually create your self-sustaining cleaning crew population. This soil does great for cactus, large arid plants such as hibiscus, ficus, and as well as succulents, which we all will be carrying at www.genesisexotics.com. Alright, now I'm going to show you guys how to set up a Terra Sahara bioactive environment using our Terra Sahara bioactive kit. So the first thing that you see here, we see a standard 18 by 18 by 12 Exoterra that's going to be great for the desert skinks that I'm building this for. So the first thing is we get our Terra Sahara, and we just cut open the bag and dump it into the bottom of the enclosure. Sit there and dump it in. Very similar, exactly like the terra firma with how we set it up, but we go about planting slightly different. Alright, let's see here. So you can see how far 2 bags get you. Decent. So I'm going to go with 1 more bag so I have a really nice deep layer, so they can create their burrows, dig, as well as give your plants plenty of time and plenty of space to grow their roots. Okay. Yeah, I'm digging that. Okay, so then what I do I evenly spread it around. You don't have, however you want, you can have it be layered so it goes up higher at the top. You know, nice and simple, right like this. So now we have our base layer. The next step is to add your isopods. Your isopods that are included are going to be the powder blue isopods. If you want a bioactive setup for a bearded dragon or any type of larger lizard that would like to prey on the adults, all you have to do is let us know and I can give you a smaller version of the powder blues. It's simple. You just go ahead and dump your isopod culture right in here. I just watched them all scurry across the substrate. After they are implemented, I then mist the top layer of the substrate just with a normal mister. Okay. Alright, after that's done, we then decorate to our liking. This is obviously my favorite part. So I got a couple different things here. I got some cholla wood, and I got some of our grapevine, which I really like for the desert setups because it holds really, really well. And I also got some slate rock, as you can see here, which I am actually going to use to build a nice underground den for them that'll also create a nice basking spot. So what I'm going to do is first going to get everything in place with how I want it. Digging this so far. I can see all the isopods continually just crawling all over the place. So you can see here we got a nice den right underneath here that they'll actually sleep in and utilize. And what I'm actually going to do things a little bit different, I'm going to cover up the den with some soil. Except the very top of it, so that way the rock absorbs some of the heat. And then from there, I am going to add in a little bit of our granite stone. I really like using the granite stone because it gives your soil a little bit more of an even more unique appearance. Go ahead and I just dump that in here. Oh yeah, I'm digging that. That looks nice. Yeah. Okay. The next step is furnishing your plants, or if you don't want to furnish your plants, you can add in your grapevine and your woods, which is what I'm actually going to do first. It really comes down to preference. So I got the cholla wood and I got the grapevine. So I have a couple different pieces here. I think kind of what I want to go for is more of the broken piece of wood just out here in the middle of the desert. And I'm going to put that down right like that. Oh yeah. I like that a lot. And then I'm going to go that right here. And then the cholla, I'm actually going to put this deep dig inside right at the back. So they can actually go through the hole of the cholla through here if they want to. Squeeze their little bodies through here, get to the base layer of the substrate, and create underground tunnels all throughout here. And what's cool, you'll actually be able to see it here on the sides of the tank as it continually progresses. And then we plant. So I got some nice succulents here that I've been really looking forward to using for this build. So I'm going to put this succulent right here. Yeah. I like that. Right there, that looks pretty nice. Okay. I got a cacti, excuse me, right here. That I'm actually going to put up here in the base so it hits the top, and I lucked out, it actually just started flowering. Now the cacti that I like to use are the soft, I don't want to say the soft bodied cacti, but they're, you know, but they relatively are. I try to stay away from the ones with the really, really deep spikes, while most lizards are adapted to handle that thing, I would be a little bit concerned if they are the really long spikes about poking the lizard in the eye. So it's one of those things that if you do decide to buy cactus from Lowe's or Home Depot, you go with the appropriate ones that aren't going to harm your animals. All of the cacti available at Genesis Exotics will be 100% animal and vivarium safe. And I got another little cacti right here. I actually think I'm going to put right here. Yeah. I got another succulent, and honestly this is probably my favorite one here because it has a really unique look to it. Gives the vivarium a lot of character. And I think I'm actually going to put this one right behind here. Yeah. So what will happen is this will continually grow up, then it'll latch on to the grapevine and it'll just shoot on up through here. Last but not least, the last plant, aloe vera. I love this stuff. Treats sunburns, your animals can eat it, it's completely safe. And I'm actually going to put it right back here. I'm going to grab a little bit more soil, just so that way I can make sure that it has enough to make sure it stays happy and healthy, which now it does. Okay, so I got a nice rock den right here at the top. Got a nice thick layers of cacti and succulents to make your little ones feel at home, as well as a lot of climbing areas. The next step is adding your biodegradables. Now, biodegradables are very important with this. You don't need a lot of them because they're not going to break down over time. What's going to happen is your isopods are going to eat these. And this is going to provide fuel for the isopods. And this soil, as you notice, it doesn't have any springtails in it. What we use instead of springtails in such a harsh desert environment is autonomic heterotrophic bacteria, which utilize carbon to provide food for your plants. We use special fungal bacteria that create the necessary components to make that type of bacteria to feed your plants. So it is not a substitute for springtails for other types of bioactive vivaria, but in this particular biotype, this is naturally what happens in nature. Alright, and I can see here that I'm just adding a little bit of the leaves in here. Now at the top here I got a mixture of leaves, big pieces of crushed granite, right on the top with some rocks. I really like how this turned out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put on my lid right here. Fantastic. I'm going to put on my heat bulb right there in the middle. And then I'm going to put on a Genesis Exotics LED bulb right at the top there. Wow, that looks fantastic. And what's going to happen is the LED bulb creates the necessary light that the plants need to grow. Your heat lamp provides the necessary hot spot that your animals need to maintain basic homeostasis. A lot of desert animals need UVB. This LED light does not emit UVB. So it's very important if you own a Uramastix or a bearded dragon that you are using your heat bulb with your proper UVB source, which would be along the lines of a 10.0 UVB. The UVB bulb can be used as a replacement for the LED light for your proper plant growth. However, if you really want to light up your tank, use the UVB light and one of our Genesis Exotics LEDs and you will have one of the most beautiful desert vivarium setups that you can ask for. Again, my name is Josh. I am the co-owner of Genesis Exotics. This is our Terra Sahara BioActive Desert Substrate. And you can find all of this and more at genesisexotics.com. Thank you.